Hello, welcome to Real Frank Movie Reviews. In this episode, we're going to review the new movie John Wick, Chapter 4. Wait, what's going on? Oh no! Keanu Reeves returns as John Wick. Chad Stahelski returns to direct in this fourth installment of John Wick. Oh, they're right here going into it. Gonna get into some great parts in the movie. Ooh. And then some scenes that we could have done without, and give this thing an overall score. All that coming up next.
Real Frank.
Woo! That was some wild stuff going on there. What the hell? John Wick Chapter 4. Let's get into it. Wow. So, this chapter has John Wick has an ever increasing price on his head, wanting him dead. He takes his fight against the high table global as he seeks out uncovering a path to earn his freedom. Wick's gonna face off against a new powerful enemy who's been placed in charge with every resource imaginable to him to take him down. He has powerful alliances across the globe, from New York to Paris to Japan to Berlin. And Wick is forced, and that is a force that turns old friends into enemies. Now, usually when you come to a fourth installment of a franchise, the movie begins to suck. The stuff starts to repeat. The storylines are thin. But this chapter 4, even the scenes, like the way stuff is filmed, they've like rehashed old stuff that's been done or been done in the previous one. But Chad Stahelski is amazing. He created a visually stunning movie. I mean, the stunts in this movie are insane. And there's some new different camera angles. The cinematography, the movement of the camera is fantastic. This movie is almost 3 hours. It did not feel like 3 hours. It is extremely action-packed and very, very entertaining. Now, I do think it's kind of odd that this movie is so good with John Wick, Keanu Reeves only speaking 380 total words. That's what it's been reported. John Wick speaks a total of 380 words in an almost 3 hour movie. That is whacked. And what's even more crazy is you don't even realize it, because all the kind of subtleties he does in this movie with like his eyes, his movement, his facial expressions, and all the action-packed sequence of the fighting scenes, you don't even realize it. It's not even really necessary or missed. It's outstanding. Very good. The new villain in this one, or the big fight person, is Dannie, plays the character of Caine. Now, Caine is blind, but the thing that's crazy, every time I saw Caine, all I could think of was Ken Jeong. Remember him from The Hangover? Ken Jeong and Dannie, don't they look kind of the same there? That's all I could think about. What's up, motherfuckers? That's all I could think about when I could see him sometimes. John Wick even uses nunchucks. Isn't that crazy? Nunchucks. He even has nunchucks in this movie? Wow, I mean, that is crazy. Laurence Fishburne returns in this movie, but his part is kind of cracks me up. It's kind of like he's the guy that brings John Wick his suits. It's like his personal tailor. That's all he really does in this movie. He doesn't have a big part, which is kind of strange. Every time you've seen him, he's got a new suit for John. It's like, hey, had this new suit made for you, John. What do you think? It was kind of entertaining from that perspective. You just thought maybe he'd have a bigger role than handing John new tailored suits. Some of the action choreographed scenes are phenomenal. There's one part in particular that is probably one of my favorite parts ever filmed. At the end of the movie, John's going through this building. He has to make it to the church before like sunrise for this duel, and all these people are after him. The price is up to like 26 million, so there's a all-out price tag for him, and all these hit people are trying to get this contract to get the money, chasing him. But they're in this house. He's going from room to room, and the camera angle goes above the room, so all you see is like the outline of walls and him going from room to room, shooting him with this like shotgun that flares out flames, and it's shot all above the room, and you can just see the top of the walls and him going from room to room. It was phenomenal. Now I read after the fact that Chad Stahelski got that inspiration from a video game that was all shot from above, and I'm telling you, it is one of the most coolest scenes I've ever seen in a movie. Another visually stunning thing was they're fighting in a club, and there's waterfalls, and they're fighting in the waterfalls in this club, but it's kind of funny because all the people are still dancing, like they're killing each other, and all the patrons are still dancing. But the way this shot, it's visually stunning. He's fighting, and there's some silhouette scenes with him in the water and finishing off the guys. It's just very beautiful, and the innovation to the way they shot that was phenomenal. And then in the end, when I told you about the above shot, he's trying to go up these stairs. There's a large amount of stairs. He's climbing these stairs, and the whole scene shot from these stairs, and the stunts done from these stairs was just insane. And he gets all the way to the top, and I won't give it away, but you just like, oh my god. And then it's just blows your mind. There's also another amazing stunt scene where he runs through a window, and as he runs through the window, he hits like this partial landing before he hits the ground, and the way it's shot and the sound of the stunt person going through and hitting it, boom, and then landing on a car, it's just like, oh, how did the guy not die while shooting that? It's just amazing. And then another crazy stunt is they're fighting in the street in Paris. I believe it's Paris, and all these cars are zooming around them, and they're fighting in the streets in between these cars, and getting tossed into these cars. People are getting hit by cars. John Wick is getting hit by cars. It's just mind-blowing. The thought process of the people that coordinated these stunts is like far and far beyond. It's like each movie has gotten better. Usually when you get to the fourth, you don't expect this type of brilliant thought process and originality. It's crazy. The only thing that I was kind of bummed about was near the end of the movie, he makes it to this church at sunset, and the sunset looks so CGI'd or artificial, and it kind of bothered me. Like, you put so much effort into all these stunts and these beautiful shot scenes with these stunning visuals, and then the scene when the sun's rising up, it did not look natural or organic. It looked like a CGI or a soundstage to me. Just to me, maybe I'm out of place in saying that, but that's what it kind of looked like to me. And I just thought, maybe if they had like a real shot of a real sunset and then fighting the sun, I know that would have been very difficult to shoot like that, because then your time is very limited and it probably took many takes. So this was probably why they did this, if that was the case. But that was my only true picky thing about it, was this sunset in the background, or the sunrise, I should say, that sunrise in the background. Just a little artificial, did not look real compared to the rest of the movie. I mean, this movie is phenomenal. This movie is great. For my score overall, I give this movie an 8.7. 8.7! It's insanely good movie. Highly recommend you see it in the movie theater. The sound, the visuals are phenomenal, outstanding. If it wasn't for this little sunrise issue I had, I probably would have given it in the 9s. That's how amazing it was. To me, the first one was really good, and this one surpasses the first one. This one beats the first one. I mean, they outdid themselves. Now, rumors are they're They want to do a fifth one. I hope, but Chad comes back and does the fifth one, because I don't see how they can't have Keanu and Chad come back, because obviously we know he has the creativity to take it to the next level, and it would be disappointing to see someone else take on this franchise for the final chapter. I'm assuming chapter 5 would be the final chapter. I hope they do a final chapter 5. If they don't, they wrapped it up nice in chapter 4. I don't have any complaints. If chapter 4 ends up being the way it ends, if everyone decides to just leave it at chapter 4, I'm okay with that. But if they do a chapter 5, which I really, really, really hope they do, they bring back Chad directing it again, because he is a brilliant, talented person. That's for sure. So, overall, I give this movie an 8.7. I highly recommend you see it at the movie theater. It is worth the price of admission. And this is probably one of the highest scores I've ever given a movie so far. I mean, that's how impressed I was, especially a 4th installment of a franchise. We know past everything usually tanks. But trust me, go see this if you're into cinematography, action scenes, and visual stunning things on film. Check it out. Until next time, thanks for watching.